everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. Today is Sunday, May 10th, 2020. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms, grandmoms, sisters, all my girls. Oh, I've had so much going on, you guys. It's like, squirrel, oh, I'd like to do that. Phew, off I go. Project's undone. It's strange because you always feel like you never have enough time. And now we're home all the time, even though I am still teleworking. I'm teleworking 9 hours a day every day, so, well, of course not weekends, but I got a couple of things here I wanted to talk to you about. There is so much exciting stuff going on in the Power Tools with Thread world. I have been in contact with Julie from Designs by Juju. Designs by Juju is an embroidery file website where you can go and download embroidery files. I know some of you guys are just quilters and you don't embroider, and some of you are embroiderers and you don't quilt. So Power Tools with Thread is kind of a mix of the two. I used to do a little bit of garment sewing in the beginning, but I'm terrible at fit, so I just said, you know what, that's frustrating and no fun for me. But anyway, so I've been in contact with Julie from Designs by Juju, and she has asked me to do a video tutorial. She has a composition notebook cover that she has made that's an In the Hoop project. And so as soon as I get done with this video and get it out there, I'm going to go ahead and make that. So I'm going to submit that to her on her Facebook page. It'll upload onto YouTube, and then I'll put it on her Facebook page, and she will probably link to it as a set of video instructions on her own website. So that's very exciting. I really love helping out the small business owners and doing everything I can to bring them business and keep them profitable so they can keep making designs and stuff for us. So to make that, you've got to have, of course, your outer fabric. There's a lining and the binding fabric, and I had it's a various fat quarter bundle from Free Spirit. I don't know where I picked this up. I have no idea. It just says Varies Promo 2019 20-piece fat quarter bundle blue. Y'all may know what line this is, but I think it's a combination of a bunch of different lines that coordinate together. To make that, I'm going to use, this will be the focal fabric. It's looks like little bugs. This one says All Star. Y'all, it says PWTP. I was like, oh, is that Power Tools with Thread? No. This is Tulip Pink All Stars. So very cute little bugs. See that? Little butterfly bugs. So I'm going to use that as the focal fabric on the front. And then there was another piece that was in there. Let me see if it's on the, I think every one of these selvages is going to be different. I don't know who this is. This may be from the same line. It's little bitty ladybugs. Can you tell? So I'm going to use this small print fabric as the binding, and then this will be the cover, front and back cover. And if I have enough, I may use some of the binding for the inner flaps. So we'll see how all that goes, that lining. So we'll see how all that goes. But if not, I'll pick something else out of here and make that. And then I will, I'll shoot the whole video on the Brother Luminaire that I have on loan from All Brands, and I'll do the whole thing in that and let her promote her composition notebook covers. So very cool. And then I had talked to y'all about this Texas State Pride banner that is an applique, and I didn't mention it at the time of the last video, but y'all, I have been working on how to sew this down using Simply Applique. And Simply Applique is a software that is made by Pacesetter. And Pacesetter makes the Brother embroidery software BES4, and Simply Applique is like one module of that software that all it does is it takes a file and makes it into an applique design. And one of the things, if you'll go back and watch some of my videos, matter of fact, I have little video series in there. It's called, oh, I forget what it's called, categories? I can't remember. I should have looked and wrote this down. But anyway, if you go to my channel videos, then there's a whole bunch of different categories of videos. And if you look for Simply Applique, it'll explain it to you in there. And I've got videos in there of how I have used Simply Applique. But the idea is to scan in a design into the Brother Scan and Cut, and then the Scan and Cut will save it to what's called FCM. That means file compression format. That's used in Minecraft for you little nerds out there. And the FCM file can be imported into Simply Applique, and then it will create a placement stitch, a tack down stitch, and a final blanket satin or bean stitch. Or it'll even do a motif if you want. So I am all about automating. You know, I can't stand sewing down applique. I love applique quilts, but I hate stitch, stitch, stop, turn, stitch, stop, turn. Ugh, makes me nuts. It's not fun for me, but it is fun for me as a challenge to be able to use technology to do that for me. So I really love playing with that. And right now, I think All Brands has Simply Applique software for $169. And y'all, that's dirt cheap. I mean, when it comes to embroidery software, that is dirt cheap. Somebody had asked me if, because Embrilliance does applique, can you use that instead of Simply Applique? If you can, I haven't figured out how. You cannot import the FCM file into Embrilliance. That doesn't have that capability at this point that I'm aware of. It might have it in Stitch Artist, but I haven't played with that, so I don't know. So, let me get to this. A couple of the pieces in this applique are very light. The T, E, and half of the X that show on the blue are very light. And instead of doing the star in the middle, y'all, again, you'd think I'd learned the glare. Hold on, there's a million little pieces in here. I don't want them to fall out. Just a second. So, instead of using the star in the middle of the X on Texas, there is another applique, a laser cut piece, and it's the Alamo, okay, and the brown is no problem. What this is a two-piece applique, so when it's all said and done, it'll look like this. All right, see how that is, so the brown shows through the doors and the windows. I scanned in the brown, no problem, using the Brother Scan and Cut to create the file, and that went fine, no problem. But when I try to scan in this against the white background of the scanning mat, well, I don't have a scanning mat for my DX, so I'm waiting on that. I ordered it, I don't have one, but I'm going to show y'all a trick here in a second. So when I scanned in this and I scanned in that white half of the X, the Scan and Cut couldn't pick it up. I tried changing the scale and changing the gradient and color and black and white and blah, you name it. Couldn't get it. It just wouldn't pick up the detail of the little lines that run along the bottom, or, you know, the intricate outline of these little, no, I do not want to sew that down. Those little bitty things, I don't want to sew that down. So I thought on it, and I chewed on it, and I chewed on it, and I chewed on it, and I came up with, since I didn't have a scanning mat for the DX, I had one for my 650, but when I got my new one, I didn't get a scanning mat. So what I did was, I took my standard tack mat, and I took a piece of construction paper. I have brown construction paper, and this is a document protector. I put the construction paper inside the document protector, and then I tape the document protector to the mat. Then, where'd my Alamo go? Then I put the piece that is the lighter part of the Alamo, paper side up, back side of the fabric up, because the front side has some color to it. Okay, the back side has the paper. And I wanted the most contrast. So I put that in here and ran it through the scanner. Y'all, it worked perfect. It worked perfect. I couldn't believe it. So I got a very clear, crisp outline of the Alamo. When I get ready to do this, I haven't done it yet, but I was just testing this out. So I created my own makeshift scanning mat. The other one's on the way. I'm going to be able to import that FCM image into Simply Applique. I'll make a video when I do that to show you guys, but you know, hey, you got to make do, right? Hard times. So I'm all excited about that I figured that out. That's going to be a lot of fun when I get to doing that. Okay, I finished the sea glass top from Via Rosa Designs. So many of you wanted this pattern, and it is a Via Rosa Designs. Now, I say Via, come to find out, the lady who owns the company, Pat, where she lives looks like an Italian villa. So that's where the name comes from. It could be Villa Rosa Designs. It's just hard for me to say because I live in South Texas and that double L is a Y. Anyway, so many of y'all wanted this, and it's not on the Via Rosa Designs website because it was a special pattern for a shop hop. You can see up here in the corner, it's got a Texas, it's a little symbol. It says Texas, a Taste of Texas shop hop. That's a regular shop hop that they do every year, Taste of Texas. Right here, it's before it's a quilt, and it has Jean's store address and phone number down at the bottom. So this particular pattern was for that Taste of Texas shop hop that year, and it was just for Jean's store. That is something that Via Rosa Designs does for the shops that want to do shop hops, which I think is just wonderful. So I went looking for it because so many of y'all told me you couldn't find it, and Jean didn't have that many left. I went looking for it on the Villa Rosa Designs website, and it's actually called Panama City. Panama City is the name of this pattern on the designer's website for villarosadesigns.com. Not Sea Glass. It was Jean who renamed the pattern Sea Glass for her shop hop. So that explains that mystery. I wanted to show you the finished top, and I also did another Via Rosa Designs. I'm going to have to pick one, and it is called Fernanda. And this is a pattern that you can use with a panel. And so I wanted to show both of these finished projects today. All right, so here we are. This is Panama City. I made this with a Sandy Gervais line from Moda called Well Said. And I called Julie from Two Chicks Quilting the other day after her Facebook shopping spree, and she is sending me a backing for it that's going to be a grunge with like this medium teal, one of those two, one of these three medium teal looking stars in it, I think. So that'll be real nice. I'm very happy with it. It was super easy to put together, very fun, and I can't wait to get it on the long arm and get it quilted. I am not going to put any borders on it at all. It's busy enough and it's big enough, so I really like it. And then, so that one is, it says Sea Glass, but it is Panama City. I will link to it below, okay? And then the other one I made is Fernanda, and this is it here, Fernanda. And I bought this panel. This is one of those Lorelei designs. I just love her stuff, so whimsical and fun. Y'all, there's me and my husband at the coast. Not hardly. I just love her designs, and I bought this on a shop hop with my friends Lisa and Lori. We had gone on, and this was over by Houston. I bought this panel at a shop hop. I bought this coordinating dot fabric. That fabric is a Northcott called Giddy Up, and then I picked up a coordinating kind of a melon coral color. That is a batik, and then this is a Lorelei fabric as well, and for the second border I just used a white because it came with 3 borders. My intent is to get this quilted up and get a binding on it, and then I'm going to hang it on the second guest bedroom wall in our house at the coast. I think that'll just be so cute. I've got a big wall with lots of space, so that'll look real nice on there. I just had so much fun making that, and it was so simple. You know, if you've got panels you don't know what to do with, there are several designs for panels that Via Rosa Designs puts out. So this one is Fernanda. So I was real glad to have it, and again I shopped my stash. All of this stuff was here, and so I'm glad we're having this lockdown, just because it's forcing me to, y'all wouldn't believe the amount of money I'm saving. Oh my goodness. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to show you. Missouri Star had a daily deal. This was a couple weeks ago. And it was one of those archival quilt case. It has a handle and it's made out of a fabric that allows it to breathe, which is nice. And it is for, you know, storing quilts, whatever. When Keith and I first got together back in 2000, he had taken me up to meet his parents. His stepmom gave me, this is long before I was ever a quilter. His stepmom gave me this quilt, and it's a patchwork that was hand quilted by Keith's aunt. And so I have had it around the house, you know, stuffed in a linen closet. It's just a beautiful quilt, but I wanted to store it and preserve it. The cool thing about these, I need to show y'all this. The cool thing about these, if you ever see, it was like $15. They're not cheap, but I really like the way they're designed, okay? So they have these little flaps in them, and they allow you to accordion fold your quilt so that it's got flaps in between the fabrics. It allows that, it'll allow the whole thing to breathe. It's just really nice. It'll keep them nicely folded. It's archival fabric. I don't know what that means, but so y'all look at this. Look at that butterfly. Can you see that? It's hand quilted. Isn't that wonderful? And then I went ahead and did a paper. I just typed this up and I said this quilt was made by Keith Thompson's Aunt Mary. She was the sister to his father, Marvin Thompson, 1925 to 2008. She was born in Kansas, married to Don, Keith doesn't remember his last name, and died in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It was gifted to Becky Thompson, Keith's wife, by Esther Thompson, Marvin's second wife, in 2000 in Manhattan, Kansas. Anything ever happens to me and, you know, the kids are going through your belongings, I've got this in here so that, you know, life happens, y'all. And if something I just put that in there. And if anything ever happens, Keith and I travel back and forth from the coast all the time around these big trucks, you know, these oil fracking things. The odds of us dying at the same time are pretty high on those little back roads. And so I put that in there so whoever's going through our things would know to give this quilt to Keith's daughters and keep it in their family. Put that in there. But it also does come with a little pocket right here. You could put a note in if you wanted to, but I put the paper on top of that archival flap. So if you guys, every once in a while, Missouri Star will put these on as their daily deal. And when they do, I encourage you to get one because I'm certain you've got heirloom quilts that you would like to see stay in the right hands. All right, you guys, that's all I've got to talk to you about now. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday and go sew something. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.